Ready or not, it's time for another adventure in The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. Today, our mission is to tackle the A Call from the Depths side adventure over on the Great Plateau. Alright, boys and girls, strap yourselves in and let's crash this party. This adventure kicks off just outside the Great Plateau, right at the three-way intersection near the Gatepost Town Ruins and the Forest of Time. You can either follow the path from the Teniten Shrine, linked below, or just do it the fun way and glide down from the Hyrule Field Skyview Tower just like a majestic chicken. When you arrive, you might notice some suspicious looking breakable rocks that scream, "Hey, I'm definitely hiding something," and they are. How do I know? Because technically, this quest starts inside the Temple of Time ruins by talking to the giant goddess statue. But don't worry, I saved you the back and forth trek. Here's what you missed. A big mysterious voice said it was trapped under the water behind the stone gate at the Great Plateau. So here we are, behind the gate. Let's smash those rocks and drain the magical bathtub. Once the water is gone and the cutscene finishes, snag those fishies. Bonus snack. And walk up to that statue sticking out of the ground. It tells you to meet it back at the Temple of Time ruins. See, this is the back and forth I saved you from. You're welcome. Let's get started. Now, a little further up the path, there are some bokoblins, but you can avoid them if, and only if, you believe in yourself. And if you stick to the right and don't look back. If you're lucky, you might even spot some fallen debris to recall and get some airtime to bypass everything like a high-flying stealth ninja. If not, just hoof it. And if you do get caught, either fight the good fight or run like you got a pot full of rupees and no bank. Once you're at the temple, I'll flash the map real quick so we're synced up. Then, pray at the statue like the good little hero you are. The statue thanks you for draining the water, then drops this bombshell. It's actually speaking from the depths below. The statue's voice tells you that if you hit up the 4 spots marked on the map and drop one of its eyes into each of the chasms nearby, and deliver all 4 eyes, it promises a reward. Classic Zelda deal. Okay, so let's do this. First, make sure that your quest is active in your adventure log so you can track everything easily. Okay, our first stop is going to be the Great Plateau East Chasm, near the Eastern Abbey. From this statue, turn right and exit through that giant, gaping, broken hole, heading east. If you played Breath of the Wild, this may very well be the spot where you met your first decayed guardian. I know, the PTSD is real. I'm here for you. If you need to talk about it, hit me up in the comments. I got you. Let's bust open this delicious looking rock pile and take a gander at that eyeball. Grab that glowing eyeball, nutritious, and toss it straight into that chasm. And that's 1 touchdown. All right, our second stop shall be the Great Plateau North Chasm, near the Kyokugon Shrine. If you've got that shrine, fast travel there. If not, you'll have to hoof it. But plot twist, it's in a cave. And if you try to go straight up, you'll pop out in tar, not water. And that's an instant nope. So here's the trick. Use ascend from the shrine at the closest viable point. It'll drop you near the shoreline so that you don't get tornadoed. Once you're up, follow your map to the yellow marker. Spot the eyeball bathing in the water and use your ultra hand to pull it out. It might be a little bit stuck, so give it a firm wiggle. Set it on dry land, head over, pick it up, toss it into the chasm. Boom! Another update in your log. Our third stop today, that good old Great Plateau South Chasm, near the Tadarok Shrine. This one is also linked below. And it is also another cave shrine. But don't worry, this one's just a wee bit easier. There is a like here, but he's harmless from across the room, just a wiggly sack of nope. This area above us is frosty and slippery, so prep your gear. I've got a ruby fuse to my shield, my snow boots on, but any kind of cold resistance works. Snow quill, food, elixir, warm hugs, any of that will do. Ascend up from anywhere in here that'll allow, and head towards the yellow marker. You'll have to do a little climbing, but hey, it builds character. And when you get there, let's move that fallen debris to find your eyeball. Chuck it into the chasm like it's a dodgeball, and the depths are your gym class teacher, rival, and bada bing, bada boom. And our final stop today is the Great Plateau West Chasm. And big old fat bummer, no fast travel shortcut here. Just some old-fashioned hiking, climbing, and jogging. So we're just gonna head to the yellow marker. And while we're on the way, if you don't have your snow boots, the NVPs of snowy travel, which allow you to run on this junk at regular speed, I've got a link below on how to get them and some rupee farming tips if you're broke. Because let's be honest, Link's wallet is always suspiciously empty. And bonus, this video also covers the sand boots and the desert Vo outfit. And as you get close, swing around to the back to avoid the moblin with explosives. Unless you're in chaos mode kind of mood, then go say hi. Once you're at the top, you'll find a lone ice chunk. Melt it with your ruby shield or any fire source. And inside is, surprise, an eyeball. Toss it in the chasm and that's all four. And guess what? Now to fulfill our promise, we just need to deliver the eyes we just slam dunked into the death pits. Now let's dive in after it. Yay! On the way down, I just want to say, if you haven't unlocked the nearby light routes, this first area is pretty lit up with lanterns, so you won't be totally lost when you first get there and light up the light routes nearby the chasms as you go. They're all really close by. You shouldn't have too much of a problem. Anyway, you'll land near the eyeball that you tossed earlier, so grab it, carry it up to the lift with the fans, and let the Zonai elevator carry you upwards. Head to the minecart with the fan and the battery already attached, slap that eyeball on, hop in, and ride to the end. At the end, carry the cart up the ramp and move it to the next set of rails. Swap in a fresh battery if you're low on juice. And take the next rail line to the Great Abandoned Central Mine. And by the way, the Great Abandoned Central Mine is the location underneath the Temple of Time ruins. So we will be meeting back to this central location, literally, to return every single eye. This is our delivery spot. When you arrive, grab your eye and take it to the lift. And just a little side note, if your cart tries to escape like mine did, you can trust in recall to save the day. Dun, 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 dun. Then activate the lift, and when you reach the top, deliver it to the statue. Plug it into any eye socket that you desire. 1 down, 3 to go. Second eye delivery. Back to the North Chasm we go. We're going back to that Kyokugon Shrine cave. And like I said earlier, that the shrines and the light routes are connected. So if you have that light route, you can just fast travel to the light route. If not, you're gonna have to rinse and repeat with the ascendability trick in the cave by the shrine. Just make sure that you ascend in the closest viable spot to the shrine. Once you're back down in the depths, look for your eyeball. It shouldn't be too far from the materials depot, which we're gonna need, because we're building a ride. I'd say either go for a 4-wheeler with a slab, 4 big wheels, and a steering stick, or a sled with a fan and a steering stick. I'm choosing the sled because it actually moves pretty smoothly on this terrain, and we're not really going too far, so no need to stress about canyons or cliffs. Plus, the 4-wheelers are a bit slow. Just don't forget to attach the eye. It's pretty important. When you reach the central mine, it might seem a bit confusing once you reach it because you're reaching it from above. So just go around to the back and drop down off this cliff. And that might seem a little bit weird too, but trust me, you're doing the right thing. Once you hit the bottom, grab your eye and take that scenic staircase route. And then you're gonna go into that middle area and follow the stairs down. And then you're gonna pop that eye into the socket. That's halfway, heroes. 2 eyeballs in, 2 to go. Now for the third eye. We're gonna go actually just east of here. From the mine, exit the way that you came in and hang a left. Follow these broken rails to the end. No vehicles, no tracks, no mercy, but not too far. Use the broken rails pillars to jump and avoid hazards like gloom puddles and grumpy little frogs. Once you reach the end, you'll find a buffet of Zonai parts. For this terrain, I recommend the 4-wheeler. Use a slab, plus 4 big wheels, plus a steering stick. Use a stake for easy building. Just don't forget to detach your stake rather than your car so it stays intact. Attach the eye and carefully drive it back to the central mine. Avoid bumps, drops, and bad decisions. You've got this. There's actually just a couple spots that seem like they were designed to get your car stuck, so just watch out for those. All right, here we go again. Once you make it to the stairs, grab that eye, carry it up just like you did with the last one. Up the stairs, through the middle doorway, and down those long old stairs. Then, stick that eyeball right in its socket. Boom! 1 eye down, 1 left to go. Now for the last eye, we're heading back to the Tadarok Shrine. Now you're gonna have to jump down this chasm to get where we need to be. Fast travel back to the shrine just like we did before, and of course, don't forget to rock your cold gear. Trust me, you don't want to freeze your butt off down there. You will take damage. Once you're there, I don't know why this happens, but if you lift that fallen debris, your eyeball's gonna be there, even though the adventure log swears you threw in all 4 eyes. And also, by the way, if for some reason you can't find the eye in the chasm, and I'm referring to any chasm at any point in the quest, you can go back to the surface and it's probably waiting for you back topside. You can just toss it back in like we're doing now, and then jump in after it, just like we're doing now. And when you land back in the depths, grab that eye, and hopefully it's in the right spot. Carry it up the stairs, and when you reach the top, gently drop it and build yourself a flying machine. You'll need a wing, 3 fans, and a steering stick. Attach the eyeball like usual, place your plane on the runway, hop on, and take control. Activate and head forward, banking right to go back to the abandoned central mine. And we're heading for the backside again, the same way we've done before. Just keep it low and head for that middle doorway. When you land, hopefully perfectly like I did, grab that eye and repeat the process. Carry it down the stairs, across the bridge, into the giant statue. Pop in that last eye in its socket. Once the statue's got all 4 of his eyes, the vessel of his spirit can finally properly speak to you. He tells you that in ancient times his eyes were stolen and sealed away, and for eons he's been waiting for someone who could finally hear his voice and return his eyes. And as promised, he'll repay you for your kindness with good fortune. You get to pick either a heart container or a stamina vessel, and toss that in your back pocket and pat yourself on the head for a job well done. Pat, pat. And if you ever need any extra help, whether it's for this quest or any other video, feel free to reach out. You can contact me on here, on Instagram, Facebook, or on Discord. I'd be happy to walk you through it. And that's all she wrote. If this walkthrough helped you out, give that like button a little tap, hit subscribe for more gaming goodness, and spread the word to your fellow adventurers. Got any questions or thoughts? Drop them in the comments below. I am all ears. Until next time, this is KKJinxx, over and out.